Men used to go to war to save their country, and now they go to war to fight for LABUBUs.
If you're an adult with a LABUBU, it's a clear red flag that you have not dealt with your childhood trauma.
Correct.
That's what I
would agree with that.
It's a good, like, you're insane.
But people are like buying them in bulk at one time.
It's like this generation's version of Beanie Babies. And
They're
there's like a
bit
mystery.
Scary looking though.
They're kind of weird. They're like, they look like Where the Wild Things Are.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But I just don't agree with the keychain, putting it on your Birkin bag. I'm like, please, let's not do that.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Are adults doing that?
Adults are doing that.
That's a childish thing to do.
It's really
I'm going to
weird.
go right out there and say it.
It's
not
very,
quite right. That's more of a
get
fisherman.
I feel like if you're a kid, like this is cute, but there are grown people who have like multiple.
Yeah,
ones.
that's weird.
This was the LABUBU link up in New York City. They actually had a professional tattoo artist tattooing LABUBUs. It was in Washington Square Park, and actually a lot of people showed up. There was a competition for the best LABUBU accessorized outfit. It pretty much turned into a runway, a LABUBU runway. This person even brought their bunny, even though it was like almost 90 degrees out there. This dog even won a LABUBU. Shout out to the owner in the Jollibee hat. But yeah, they went off, man. They was working it. She said vintage. She had the subtle flex, but she had a nice little catwalk.
Period.
LABUBU in the hair was kind of crazy too. And then there was winners and some crazy prizes, low-key.
You do have to come correct.
That's CJ1K, big fashion influencer.
You came correct.
And she won a LABUBU. She definitely had like the most star power. And then the actual grand prize was a fucking Coach bag.
One of you are gonna get a Coach bag. I'm gonna give the Coach bag.
Sierra Rena, the other host. She was a really humble winner. I feel like she was pretty subtle and low-key, but she had a really good catwalk. The event was actually sponsored by Coach, so not a bad prize. And it was hosted by High Snobiety. So High Snob, you already know I can make content for you. Hit me up. Oh yeah, this was funny too. Yeah, that's a Murakami Louis Vuitton bag, by the way.
People are literally fighting over LABUBUs in London. The problem got so bad that Mart has halted all sales of LABUBUs across the UK. This decision was made after crazy queues, crowd chaos, and even fights in store.
Did men ruin these?
I didn't ruin them.
Have you seen what happened at Mart UK?
Go on, treat me.
They've paused any sales of LABUBUs now because of resellers fighting over these cute little toys. Grown men.
That's so dumb. 2025 bingo list did not have resellers scrapping over teddies.
Men used to go to war to save their country, and now they go to war to fight for LABUBUs.
Did you see how much like the owner of Mart made off the back of stuff like LABUBU? $1 billion in a day.
Oh, just $1 billion. I have a couple myself, but $1 billion.
$1 billion's mad.
Why are resellers all of a sudden hunting these little toys down?
Did you see that picture of Central C? And he's got his little bag and he's got about 30,000 LABUBUs all decorated around the front of it.
Big flex.
Whenever you see a celebrity wear something, obviously that's gonna skyrocket. And that's where like a lot of major influence comes from.
So I've heard the stat that searches for LABUBUs have increased by almost 500% with only 1.2 million of them this month. And we're not even at the end of the month yet.
It's only gonna keep going up. They're basically creating that exclusivity themselves. Some LABUBUs I reckon we could see hit like 60, 70 quid. Easy.
I wonder if they're gonna start raffling them.
I mean, it makes sense given how we've seen sneaker culture go, like in-store, online raffles, all that stuff. So why wouldn't they? Do you get the LABUBU trend?
Do you know why LABUBUs are popping off right now?
Recession.
Yeah, LABUBUs popping off is one of the key signs that we're headed there right now.
Yes.
You know what happened before?
No.
And you know what's very similar to LABUBUs that used to pop off?
Okay, wait, let me think.
During the 2008 economic depression, there was a huge boost in sales of one product very similar to LABUBUs, and I bought hella as a kid. You probably had one too. I'm sure.
Pokemon cards?
Nope. Yo, I'm telling you, you would go into elementary school and kids would have it at recess. Some kids would put it on their desk.
Wait.
And it's very similar to a LABUBU, bro.
LABUBU is a cultural indicator of recession. In economic, we call it the lipstick effect, or in this case, maybe the LABUBU effect. Financial tough time, people cut back on big ticket item like spending a luxury car, luxury vacation, and instead they would spend on small luxury item like a LABUBU, a lipstick, or gourmet grocery like a $20 smoothie. Even though the budget are tight, people still want a little treat as a pick-me-up. It's about the emotional comfort that this small little thing that gives you and maintaining the sense of luxury. So LABUBU is a way for us to cope with these uncertain times.
I'm just gonna say it. These are really freaking ugly. No, you're not gonna convince me, okay? This is just a trend and they are ugly, they are scary. Like, what do you mean you are collecting this and you're crying about it? I just don't get the hype. I feel like I'm getting pranked every time I see someone post this. I'm like, you really think that's cute? Really? But look, I'm all about collecting things. Like, I collect little trinkets and stuff too, but this, they're ugly. They're scary. If I seen that in my room, I would jump because what the hell is... You guys are pranking me.
This is the top 3 most expensive LABUBUs on the market right now. Coming in at number 3, we have the LABUBU that's King Mon, and it goes for $2,598.57. Do like how this one has that half black, half white, split down the middle vibe. It's almost giving like yin and yang. I do like how its eyes are different colors. This thing kind of looks upset. Coming in at number 2, we have the LABUBU Zimomo Altair, and this thing goes for $3,210. This one is different than a usual looking LABUBU. It doesn't have the fur. It looks like it's plastic, but it also has that melting and like a whole bunch of different colors. It almost looks like a jawbreaker or something. This thing is crazy. Coming in at number 1, we have the LABUBU Vans Old School. This thing goes for $3,359. This one might be one of the freshest ones. I'm not gonna lie. Who would have thought that Vans and LABUBU would have had an official collab? Would you pay over $3,000 for a LABUBU?
You can now buy a LABUBU with a Happy Meal in Dubai. Let me explain. Okay, so this is a restaurant that's been going viral. It's called LABUBU Restaurants. They originally went viral for selling chicken tenders with parmesan and fries, and then they went on to do caviar nuggets with creme fraiche and chives. And now they are doing something that they like to call a petite meal, which is basically their version of a super bougie Happy Meal, which includes a smash burger, fries, drink, apple pie, and a LABUBU toy. This is just like the Happy Meal, and I love how we as Gen Z, we experienced a pandemic and we were like, I just want to be 7 years old again, and the only thing I have to worry about is whether my mom is going to take me to McDonald's this weekend like she promised, and we are reliving that. And many people's concerns are, do BU restaurants have the permission of Pop Mart to be selling LABUBUs? Who knows? But all I'll say is go there while it lasts.
What if I told you there's literally a LABUBU cafe? As soon as I heard about this, I ran there immediately. They have everything I could ever dream of. They have every LABUBU, all the Sony Angels. I really want this one. I really do. If you follow me, you know my dream is to have this pink LABUBU. They even had one dressed up in little clothes. As you guys know, I'm a matcha connoisseur, so I had to try their matcha. They had a tiramisu matcha latte. And my mom got the tiramisu iced coffee. Let's get it.
In China, LABUBU is not just a doll anymore. She's royalty. On Red Note, people are going full stylist mode on their LABUBUs. Think lashes, tooth gems, full-on embroidered robes, and literal phoenix crowns. One user even mentioned that it took them a month to finish just 2 tiny metal crowns, and that's just accessories. Creators on TikTok like Ashley and Annika are literally making me jealous of these glow-ups on these LABUBUs. From tie-dye fur coats to tiny bags more expensive than my rent, some LABUBUs are out here looking more put together than me on a night out. These Red Note girls are out here saying their dolls may be small, but they're couture. AKA they're extra cute, luxurious, one-of-a-kind, all at the same time. This hashtag on Red Note already has 19 million posts all about styling LABUBUs. Every naked LABUBU gets a glow up, from historical princess looks to full-on New Year's looks. And the best part, clothing pieces range from around only $10 US. Some are even waiting 3 months for doll clothes to arrive just to match the dynasty of the headpiece. Like, that's real dedication. So yeah, your LABUBU needs a lash tech, a stylist, a glam squad, and maybe even a driver too. Because in 2025, everyone's a fashion girly, even the LABUBUs.
This is your sign to take your LABUBU to the nail salon. Maybe it's just me, but I'm a millennial. I grew up in the era of trolls, of Beanie Babies, of collecting little toys. It means a lot to me. They have sentimental value. This particular LABUBU was my very first one I got last year for my birthday from my bestie Suki. The thing about Suki and me is we both love a good glow up. We love our skincare, fashion, beauty, makeup, all of it. We're obsessed. So I was like, you know what? I don't even care what anybody says. I'm a grown adult woman, and if I want to give my LABUBU a glow up, I'm gonna give my LABUBU a glow up. I brought her into my girl Crystal at Lumi Nail Salon. She is such a genius. Look at this handwork.
We talk about how we've gone from wearing this on our Birkin bag to wearing this. Originally, Birkin bag charms were about elegant They were always so refined and minimal, and they perfectly matched the image that the Birkin bag upheld, which was luxury, exclusivity, restraint. A few of the most popular Birkin bag charms I remember were the Rodeo, which is this little horse, the Pegasus, which is basically the same but with wings, which adds a bit of playfulness, the Hermes Oran Nano Sandal, which is a bit random but still fits into the branding, and of course we cannot forget about the Hermes Twilly. It's not a bag charm, but it's definitely a chic, sophisticated Hermes accessory. Then comes the LABUBU keychain. The LABUBU is single-handedly less expensive than any of the Hermes accessories I have shown, but ironically it does still fit the luxury narrative due to its exclusivity. It's limited in quantity and it has a resale price. These two factors highly qualify a LABUBU to be worn on a Birkin. If it didn't have these two factors, you guys best believe it would not be seen on a Birkin bag.
LABUBU has a demand problem. Let's talk about it. At this point, LABUBU isn't a collectible. It's Pop Mart's proprietary demand engine. In just 1 year, plush toy revenue for Pop Mart skyrocketed 1,000%, with LABUBU driving lines at malls, overnight queuing, and even claw machine break-ins. Why? Because blind boxes are a behavioral psychology play. Rarity ratios like 1 in 72 create completion tension, turning a $21 plush into a $200 aftermarket asset. It's both product scarcity and experience scarcity. There's only one LABUBU drop window. No restock date, no warning. You miss it, you suffer. But what looks like kidult toy phantom is actually a cultural coping mechanism. LABUBU isn't just merch. It's a totem in the age of identity crisis capitalism. In a world where screen fatigue, AI anxiety, and inflation are peaking, owning something tangible, weird, and ugly cute becomes rebellion through softness, and leads to results like these for the companies. But it's important to remember that people are buying into this looking for connection. LABUBU has lore, fan clubs, even Instagram DMs full of real-time resale alerts. It's more than a toy, it's a community. But Pop Mart's got a problem, a hype problem. They're in the hype business, but hype isn't sustainable. As production scales up, risk of oversupply, tariffs, and knockoff saturation rises. Their move? Control the full funnel. From vending machines to TikTok shops, Pop Mart's blending IP, retail, and algorithmic drops into real life. So I guess when life feels predictable, a $21 box of maybe is worth the gamble.